What's going on, everybody? Welcome to teamBoydTV, and once again, I'm your boy Big Q, and that
Bernie B.
is Bernie B. So, what them points look like? Did I catch up like I thought I would?
You did not.
Wow.
You were 8 and 4, and I was 9 and 3. So you're not. Not that bad. You skipped one game again.
Okay.
So overall was also 52 and 37,
right.
And I'm 58 and 31. So
yeah. I'm narrowing the gap. I'm narrowing the gap. Before it's over with.
And our fantasy results for everyone, we came out tied in the fantasy.
Because this is gonna be the theme of the show. Conspiracy.
Oh,
right?
My goodness.
For whatever reason, I just can't catch a break on fantasy or whatever. So that's the thing of the show. Remember, conspiracy. That's the first time I done said the word, but follow me on this one. All right. So
I'll keep the tick mark.
Yeah, put that on there. All right, let's get into week 6 results, man. A lot of fantastic football action this week, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good week.
Right.
Okay, so Carolina at Atlanta.
Yeah.
Officially, Carolina got beat.
They did for the first time this season.
Really,
Yes,
this is the first week.
So like it was bad. Now, well, they got to bounce back. I mean, that was really everybody was at fault that time.
Yeah, that was a bad game.
So,
okay, San Francisco at Detroit.
Yeah, so that one right there, I'm gonna just tell a little story real briefly, right? So there's a guy, Brock Maynard. I'm gonna call your name out for everybody can know it. Brock Maynard, dude I work with, big Detroit Lions fan. So we had a little discussion on the show last week. He saw it, and I actually caught a lot of heat this week at work for saying what I said about the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Lo and behold, the football guru that I am, I predicted this. You know what I'm saying? Not saying nothing bad about the Lions. They played the game was awesome, but I knew it was that time.
You really call yourself a
football guru? I said it right.
52 and 37.
I'm just saying. Let the chips fall where they may.
Indianapolis at Cincinnati.
Right.
Cincinnati got it.
Right, and everybody knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. Jacksonville at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Another one Pitt.
Right.
My game that I picked correctly, Philadelphia at Washington.
Right. Now, I was surprised by that game.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was, because really though, the Eagles ain't really showed me nothing this year. And actually they didn't show me.
What have the Redskins showed you this year?
Let me tell you what the Redskins showed me. The Redskins showed me that, everybody was saying, Mike Shanahan is a lunatic, for shipping out McNabb and, doing away with Haynesworth, and all this and that and the third. But it turns out that this is a pretty good team.
It's really not, though. What this week showed us was that Washington was not a good team. Was that Grossman only can manage a game. He cannot carry a game. He threw 3 interceptions, got benched, you putting in John Beck. Somebody sit me down and put in John Beck, I'm having issues.
Well, look, this is my point.
I'm having issues.
I think that, the Eagles they just finally got lucky. You know what I mean? Like the week before, everybody knew the stats for the week before. How many interceptions did Michael Vick throw last week?
Yeah, but how many of those were his fault?
Well, I'm just saying, I still believe that Washington...
So you putting Grossman on the same level as Vick?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
I didn't say that. I said that I think the Washington Redskins is definitely going to be a contender for some kind of, playoff
for
spot.
last place in the NFC East.
We'll see.
Okay. St. Louis at Green Bay.
Right.
Yeah. Buffalo at New York Giants.
Yeah.
Who won that game?
Well, that's the thing, right?
Who won the game, though?
Yeah, the Giants won.
Oh.
About time.
And they played a really good team in Buffalo. So that to me shows Eli had no interceptions.
He played very well in that game.
Played a good game.
Oh, and while we talking about that game, boy Victor Cruz still doing his thing, right?
Yeah,
he's still doing good, right? And I guess Brandon Jacobs got on the sideline saying, "Well, Brandon Jacobs played in that game."
No, he didn't.
That's what I thought.
Ahmad went on 3 touchdowns.
That's what I thought. I don't wonder if one of those running backs actually had a really good day.
Cleveland at Oakland.
Yeah.
Nod to Oakland.
Right.
Kind of expected that for some reason. Houston at Baltimore. We both, knew that.
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans at Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
That was a surprise that Tampa Bay came up with that. I really thought New Orleans was going to put on a better show.
Right.
So, and the coach got hurt in that game.
Yeah, Sean Payton got
TKO on the sideline.
But you know what though? I don't know. I was real high on Tampa Bay before the season started. Mm-hmm. And I started losing faith in him. But Josh Freeman, I don't know. I still think he's gonna go on and do some big things. Maybe not this year.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
They're a team up and coming.
Yeah.
Dallas at New England.
You know, now, you know, we're sitting there watching the beginning of that game, and we're like, oh, should we turn the channel? Should we go and play some World of Warcraft or something? And the game actually turned to be pretty good.
Very good game.
You know, your boy...
Until the end.
Yeah, but your boy who everybody loves talking so much smack about, including myself, I'm one of the ones, he actually played a pretty decent game. And
yeah, because his coach didn't allow him to make any mistakes by running the ball the last 3 plays of the game.
Right, in which that's one of the other things that we're going to talk about later. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that. The Cowboys play call at the end of that game. So, yeah.
Minnesota at Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago won. I'm glad I switched my pick over to you to Chicago. I'm kind of wavering on Minnesota.
Because, you know, Minnesota...
You gave some valid points.
Minnesota, they got a solid team. It's just that, you know... Chicago's just so unpredictable. It's hard to game plan.
Oh, we discussed some McNabb later on getting benched. Is that a storyline?
We definitely gonna talk about that too. You know? Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about that too.
Put that on the list. Right. Okay. The Monday night game was Miami at New York Jets.
Yeah.
Revis, of course, is still the shutdown corner.
Right. So, you know, as much as I love Rex Ryan as much as the next guy. I do. I like the guy. Mm-hmm. You know, but...
He talks smack.
Yeah, but, you know, I really want somebody just to shut him up.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I do. You know.
And I thought the storyline of that game was like Brandon Marshall. Something that's wrong with him, and I want him to really seek mental health.
Well, you know what, though? And that kind of leads me into, like, you know, when we talk about, you know, coaches and going on, like, you know, most people say the team, you know, is a reflection of the head coach.
Right.
And most of the time, if you got a coach that's rambunctious and outspoken as Rex Ryan, why do you think the team is going to sit around and be quiet and act like Tom Brady and them boys up in the wind? They're not going to do that.
Right.
You know, so... I don't know. I mean, it makes for good TV. You know?
Yeah, but Brandon is on Miami, and he's a nut.
Right.
I mean, he was saying, I'm going to do something to get kicked out of the game. Yeah. That don't even sound right.
I mean, yeah, people are crazy.
So, that was week 6. Pretty good. A lot of storylines.
Right? So, you know, we're going to roll right into the storyline. Since we're talking about, you know, head coaches and, you know, crazy players and stuff. So, let's just roll this clip real quick and we'll discuss it. Right, here we go. Okay, so here we go. Right, you got Jim Harbaugh. You know, his team just won the game against the Detroit Lions, undefeated. Right. You know, they handled the team they first lost, and you know he go to shake the coach saying, you know, you saw the video, and Jim Schwartz lost his mind. Like, did you see that? What do you think happened right there?
I think Harbaugh is out of control.
Oh my God! Here we go.
He's out of control.
He's out of control.
Dude, let me explain something to you. There is an etiquette that takes place. It's an unspoken, you know, thing that happens.
Right. So
they come across the field, they shake hands, peace out. It happens all the time.
Did he not shake the man's hand and go on about his business? Did he not do that?
Dude.
Did he not do that?
If somebody put their strong arm in your back and push you along, like dismiss you, you're gonna be like, oh, thanks a lot. No, you're gonna be like, dude, what's up?
So this is where the conspiracy comes into play, right? That's where the conspiracy comes into play at right here now. So you are a brand new coach of a team that's been kind of like going through some stuff, right? Everybody just kind of wrote them off, right? And you come up against a team that's just doing everything right, and everybody's in love with this team. You're the first ones to knock them off.
That's right.
You excited just like your boys are excited.
That's right.
Right? Now, this unwritten, unspoken rule, you know, it's just a show of good sportsmanship, right?
Okay, absolutely.
And he went by the rules. He went over to there. He shook Schwartz's hand.
No. He shook his hand very firmly and pushed him in the back.
I've seen dudes give each other dap harder than that before. I'm just saying. You know, so what it was...
there's a lot of emotions. One lost, one
That's
won.
Right. So the dude who lost is the one who flipped out. You know, because, this dude jumping around, woo! You know, he having a good time. He wanted to get back with his boys and celebrate with his boys. But he knew he had to shake the dude's hand first.
Right, so he should have shook his hand and went on.
I mean, again, it's an emotional thing. So, you know, he was pumped up. Now, you keep on trying to get me off topic. Right? The real thing here is that Schwartz lost. Ain't used to losing, ain't never lost all season, and it stung. It hurt him a little bit.
I'm sure it did. There's no doubt that it did.
And it showed. I saw it in the clip.
Yeah, but
he was ready to fight.
But Harbaugh went a little too extreme.
Whatever.
You got 30 seconds to walk that little bridge over to the next coach. Right. Calm it on down. Woo woo in the locker room.
Well, I don't know.
You don't need to be doing that on the field with the boys. Harbaugh didn't play no game.
He's a coach.
He was on the sideline.
You know what?
He wasn't in the game. Why? They want the players to act a certain way. They got the rules of conduct.
Right.
Well, the coach should have it. Again, tell them take the emotion out of the game.
Right. So again, you sound just like everybody else who fall into this conspiracy, right? About how the conduct of players and coaches and whatnot. And here's the thing, right? So whenever a team is doing exceptionally well, like Jim Schwartz's Lions, it's all about Jim Schwartz, right? And he get all the praise and all the accolades. But whenever something bad happens, a la Garrett up in Dallas or the Caldwell in Indianapolis, then everybody want to point fingers and whatnot.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna be done with it. All the teams that are a class act that have multiple championships, whenever they lose a game that's important, they never get crazy. Or when they win the game, they never get crazy. The coach comes out, they shake hands, and then they go into the locker room and woo it up. I've never seen Belichick do it. I've never seen Tomlinson do it. I've never seen, who's the coach of the Green Bay? What's his name?
But look, McCarthy.
I've never seen him do it. Class act.
Okay,
coaching.
out of all them coaches, I would say McCarthy would be the one to pass the test. Now, a lot of stuff you won't see Bill Belichick acting the fool on the field, but he say stuff.
Yeah, but did you hear the word you just used? Acting a fool.
Right.
That's exactly what Harbaugh
was doing. Same thing with Mike Tomlin. You might not see Mike Tomlin being exuberant. Let me rephrase that. You might not see him acting like that. But he says stuff.
That's right, and that's fine. That's when you do it. You don't do it on the field.
Moving on. So last week we saw the Minnesota Vikings, kind of, I don't know if it was actually a benching of Donovan McNabb.
It was a benching.
I wouldn't phrase it like that, right? I think the game was, at this point, at the third quarter, it was a little foregone, and they wanted to test out the little rookie and whatnot. But anyway, the story, though, is what's going to happen,
Honda starts this weekend.
Okay, well, that's what he got. I
think it's time. I thought before the season started, Donovan should have been.
He actually played pretty good, though. I mean, I think it was okay for what he did. The thing is,
and I think it's the year of the rookie. How many rookie
the rookies are going?
Like spread offense.
From Dalton to Newton, Ponder, Gabbard, all of them actually playing very well. I haven't really seen a disappointing one yet. So props to the rookie quarterbacks this year, right?
Exactly.
Now, here's another one that, this one was kind of serious, right? So, everybody, knew about, the trade deadline was the other day, and everybody was trying to get everything together. So, the guy who was this in the offseason when he was, well, it was right after the lockout got lifted when the Eagles and what's his name,
Ronnie Brown is from the Eagles.
Ronnie Brown. No, not Ronnie Brown. The one with the
brain tumor.
Well, he had a seizure at this time though, back during the summer.
Jerome Harrison.
Right, and so, but then he wasn't medically cleared to return to the facilities and that like that. And then the Eagles thinking about trading him, right? So they're gonna trade him away, and that kind of thing. So it didn't happen though, right? Because why didn't it happen?
Because of the brain tumor.
Right. So the doctors found out that it was a little bit more serious than because they were thinking like it was high. It was everybody had their own.
But hey, it's glad that they were going to trade him. That they found out. I mean, this could have possibly saved this dude's life. Being serious now, for real. They found something that really needs to be treated. It's early on, so hopefully, he can get the treatment that he needs.
Absolutely, but
that's a blessing.
It is, and besides, you said this one time. I think it was in our first episode that it's definitely life after football. Definitely life after football, right? The next big thing was. We talked about it briefly last week. My boy, Tim Tebow, right? Again, Tim Tebow's staying in the news, right? So, here we go with the conspiracy again, right? Oh, yeah, I gotta say it, right? So, how many people feel like that, so we go into Tim Tebow taking over in the third quarter last week, or the week before, getting a little bit of shine, building up a little bit of hype, right? Building up a little bit of hype, just to go on the bye week and then return to Florida to play against the Miami Dolphins right at the 2-year anniversary of the Gators winning the national championship. Can you say it with me? Conspiracy. All right, that's all it was. I don't know. I mean, because basically, we're talking about this off the air a little bit. I don't think it's a plot to sell tickets and nothing like that. I don't think that's what it is. I just think...
Please tell them what the email address is.
Yeah, it's teamBoydTV@gmail.com.
And reply if you think he's crazy for thinking
I'm not crazy. I mean, this is a big deal.
This is just the way things sound into play.
This is a very big deal. Now,
who sits around thinking about this stuff?
I do. Right? So when the game come on, everybody watching the game on TV, what you think you're going to see in the stands? You think you're going to see Miami Dolphins jerseys, Dan Marino jerseys in the stands, or you're going to see them Tim Tebow Gator jerseys in the stands?
You're going to see the Tim Tebow.
No. How many Tim Tebow Gator jerseys you think you're going to see?
Quite a bit.
All right, then. I mean, whether they win the game or not, to me, is irrelevant. I don't think it really matters. I think this is just a homecoming, a coming out party for Tim Tebow. And if he does well, this is going to start a whole bunch of stuff. And, I ain't going to never stop talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't pick Denver at all until...
But you're picking them this week.
Oh, I probably am. More than likely. Whatever. Okay. All right. So, then one of the other things that everybody been talking about all week was, if you remember the Cowboys New England game, right at the very end, so the Cowboys down by a little bit, they got the ball. It's like 2.5 minutes left in the game. So, they run the ball 3 consecutive times just to put it away to Tom Brady and let them win the game.
Right.
Now, the controversial part of the whole situation was what was going on with the play call?
Right.
What happened there? Like, I don't know. That's me, right? And I'm playing Madden and whatnot. I'm playing against somebody like Brock who cheat all the time with the routers going down and whatnot. But let's just say we got to that point in the game, right? I got that little bit of time left. The first thing I'm going to do is try to get me some first downs, right? And the quickest way to get first downs is to do what?
Throw the ball.
Pass the ball. Right. Even if it's just a screen, a little short dump off to the wide receiver, to the running back.
What does that tell you that the coach called 3 running plays?
Well, to me, it's only telling me that he was scared that he gave up and he thought his team couldn't win. Or maybe, and it's some more controversy, maybe he just ain't got no faith in his quarterback.
Well, you look at it. The last 2 games that they were up,
yeah,
they gave the game away in the last quarter by what? Throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Interception.
Yeah.
So the coach said, I'm not going to repeat history. Let's see what the defense can
do. This is a game.
And that would have been cool to me if you weren't playing against Tom Brady.
Right. And
I don't want the ball in his hands.
Football is a game of inches and yards, right? So the point of the whole game is to advance the football, right? If you're running ain't been doing good all game long, right? And aside from all this, Tony Romo, the choke artist, let's just forget about that for a second, right? Let's just pretend like that don't even exist.
Right.
What coach in their right mind is just going to give the game up like that? To me, it made absolutely no sense.
You're not talking about, Chad Henne on the other side of that ball. You're talking about Tom Brady. You're talking about, my defense is going. Dude, really?
First of all, no. Everybody was talking about the Cowboys. Cowboys defense, they ain't showed me nothing. I'm just saying, I wouldn't have put my trust in that. I would have put more trust in Tony Romo and somebody like Miles Austin or what did his man got, his tight end guy wasn't playing, man. Yeah. I would have put it in one of them dudes' hands. I would have put the ball in the air. If the ball is in the air, you got a better chance of advancing the ball. Let's just put it in the air, man. Absolutely. Let them dudes be athletic enough to try to bring it down. Now, the main event, right? The thing that pretty much, I don't know if it dominated the news because I think that handshake was the biggest thing, right? So, in my opinion, this is the most controversial thing that happened all week to me, right? So, Carson Palmer, right? Everybody know the story. Carson Palmer, don't like what's going on with his team, and he got issues with the coach, or maybe he was just scared of Chad Johnson or Ocho Cinco. Didn't like what was going on with him and Terrell Owens last year. I don't know what his issue was, right? But he decided he wasn't going to play, right? Until, unless they released him or traded him or whatever. So he walked up to, the management of the Cincinnati Bengals and said, look, I ain't playing. I ain't going to do it. Right? So y'all either going to trade me or release me or do something. I'm going to go fishing and, something. Go hunting, whatever.
TJ Hoochers.
Right, whatever. Play in the backyard with TJ. It's all gravy, right? So, in an unfortunate twist of fate, my boy Jason Campbell goes down, right? With a broken collarbone, which was sad because I think the Oakland Raiders were really ready to do some things this year, right? And so out of the blue, boom, Carson Palmer just shows up, talking about oh yeah, I've been playing catch with TJ. You know what I mean? Like,
he's
really?
been taking reps.
Yeah. So how has he been taking reps, and why has he been taking reps? If you are retired, you're retired, like Randy Moss, was retired. Like Randy Moss ain't getting no passes from other retired quarterbacks, right? He's retired. Right, so why are you taking snaps? I mean, why are you doing reps and why are you playing catch?
He's doing reps and taking snaps because he had the hope that he was going to come and play. He did.
Right.
He felt, and did you know behind the scenes that there was a few phone calls between him and Mike Brown?
Absolutely.
So I guess at some point he thought either Mike was going to wear down,
right,
or they were going to trade him, or he'd have an opportunity. Right. And lo and behold,
and I'm going to tell you why.
There's an opportunity.
And this is the controversy part right here, right? The problem is that when Brown came in there, he had heard all these stories about Campbell up in Washington and whatever. He had no faith in Campbell. He had plans on getting rid of Campbell from the get-go. I ain't got no proof of that.
You talking about Jackson?
Yeah, Jackson.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he had no plans to keep him, right?
I don't think so. I don't think, like you said, this would have not happened if Campbell hadn't got hurt. I mean, he only had a 1-year contract, so
yeah,
he's probably going to be going next year anyway. I would say
no, he wouldn't have, because you know what would have happened? What would have happened was the Raiders would have made the playoffs, right? I saw the Raiders actually going into like the second round of the playoffs. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think it's gonna happen now. I think this is the worst thing that the Raiders
can. You gotta be.
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
First of all, let me tell you something. Carson Palmer is great for the Raiders, and I'm gonna tell you why. The Raiders are built to run the football.
Okay.
Carson Palmer don't have to throw.
You know.
He doesn't have to do this whole I'm going to save the team. He just has to manage the game.
Okay.
Hand the ball off to Fadden, let him run.
Right.
That's all you got to do.
That sounds all good and all great.
And then he can throw the ball vertical.
Right.
So if you need someone that can sling the ball, he can do that too.
Right. So I mean, just like all other running backs in the league, your Adrian Petersons, your Arian Fosters, your LaShawn McCoys, who break out early in the, Chris Johnson up in Tennessee, they break out early, in their careers and everything, and then you see a slow, or sometimes a quick decline if you look at Chris Johnson, right, of the yardage, because you actually think that teams don't game plan for stuff, so they don't come where they're in fact gonna hit a brick wall. Carson Palmer gonna have to play, right, and I'm hoping, I don't know how much time it's gonna take for him to pick everything up and I don't know. I just think that I had Oakland up here with Campbell, and now I got Oakland down here with Palmer. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's
only time will tell.
That's right. So that's what I had. Now,
go Carson.
Whatever. So with all the controversies aside, hopefully we'll have to do this again next week with the controversy, right? Let's get into
next week.
Yes. Let's see what's going on for week 7. So first of all, who is on the bye this week?
Okay, on the bye are the Bills, the Bengals, the Patriots, the Giants, the Eagles, the 49ers.
Wow, so who playing this week? All the good teams on the bye.
The first team up is San Diego at New York Jets.
Okay, this should be a good one.
That should be a really good one.
It should be a good one, right?
And of course, I'm betting on the Jets.
You know what? I think for, somebody like Phillip Rivers, who ain't really having like the best year so far, I think if he gonna want to make a statement to say, look, the Chargers are still here and we still doing big things, why not do it against the Jets? Why not do it against the biggest, loudest dudes in the yard?
Right.
I think Phillip Rivers and his squad step up this week and they shut them Jets up.
Okay. I'm thinking Levanian and Cromartie is going to be like our old team. We need to step it up.
All right, let's do it.
Houston at Tennessee.
Yeah, so Houston in Tennessee. Well, Tennessee has been up and down. Now, I can say this about Tennessee. Matt Hasselbeck playing awesome when he had Kenny Britt, right? So now he lost Kenny Britt. CJ gonna have to step his game up a little bit now. I saw some stuff on TV today where everybody was predicting that Chris Johnson will have a monster game, this game. But you know what? I can't really see that happening.
Really?
Nah, I mean, this is the year where I keep on saying this, but this is the year where the Texans, they gotta do big stuff this year. Because like everybody been looking past them and like, oh, we playing the Texans this week, whatever. I think they sick of that, man. Matt Sharp playing good football. I don't know what the status is of Andre Johnson. Is he good? Is he good to go?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I don't know. As of right now, I don't know what the status is. Hopefully he'll be playing. I mean, I don't know, but Foster's good though. He had a pretty bad game last week, but yeah, he back, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm going with the Texans on this one.
Okay, I'm going to go Tennessee.
Of course.
I want to go Tennessee because I feel like I saw what they did when Baltimore came to town. I think they're going to manage the game enough to beat the Houston Texans at home.
Okay.
Washington at Carolina.
Okay, so another home game, right? This one is hard to kind of call, right? I mean, after that dismal performance from the Panthers, like this was the worst game they played all season,
really
right? You know, and so I thought by last week they would have got it together.
Right.
This week they got to do it, right? I mean, and I ain't gonna say that Washington is an easy opponent, but based on if you look at the past opponents that I've had,
right.
this should be a pretty much a walk in the park for them, right? If they get a lead, they just need to hold it. Defense needs to step up. You know, run the ball a little bit more, right? Hold on to your lead, and they got this one at home. So I'm going with the Panthers on this one.
And for a change of surprise, I'm going with the Panthers as well.
Okay.
I went with them one week and they got beat terribly, but I'm gonna go with them again this week because I feel like Washington, the new quarterback switch, I don't think it's gonna work.
Right. And look for a really huge game from the Panthers running backs this week.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh yeah.
Denver at Miami.
Oh, that's the big one, right?
We're both going Denver.
Yes, right? Absolutely. Just Tebow time, baby. Yeah, let's do it.
Chicago at Tampa Bay.
Oh, that one is interesting. I think Tampa is actually on the upswing. I think they're doing good things. But again, man, it's hard to bet against Chicago. I mean, like, I'm not the hugest Jay Cutler fan in the world, right? Mm-hmm. But I mean, with people like Devin Hester, Matt Forte, the team is just hard to game plan for, man. It really is.
I'm going Tampa Bay.
I can't do that. I can't do it.
Seattle at Cleveland.
Wow, that's a sleeper right there. Yeah, that's a snoozer. I don't know.
Pick Seattle.
Yeah, just pick one for me. I don't really care.
We'll both do Seattle.
Yeah, that's a Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Atlanta at Detroit.
Yeah, so, Jim Schwartz got embarrassed by Jim Harbaugh last week. Yeah, I said it, right? And, I don't really see the Lions at this point losing that many more games. They'll probably lose a total of about 4, but it won't be against the Atlanta Falcons.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Right.
I'm going Detroit. Anyway, that's been my team all year that I've been picking. Pittsburgh at Arizona. I'm going Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Arizona ain't got nothing for Pittsburgh.
KC at Oakland.
Wow, this is a good one. So this is what we're gonna see Carson Palmer manage the game. Really?
Against his best buddy, Matt Castle.
Yeah. Right? They boys, right? Come watch Matt Castle wipe the floor with him.
Okay, I'm going Palmer. You going KC.
That's right.
Green Bay at Minnesota. Green Bay.
Green Bay, of course.
Next game, St. Louis at Dallas.
Wow, Dallas can get this one.
Listen, this is my proclamation, really. If Dallas loses to the St. Louis Rams.
Have the St. Louis Rams won the game?
No.
Wow.
So they are like 0 for 0.
Right.
For forever. Dallas really should just pack it up for the year.
You know what?
If they lose, it'll just be a disgrace.
That make me want to root for the Rams, though.
Stop. I mean, you the one that's behind the game.
I know, right? But I hate seeing the Cowboys win.
I mean,
that's
America's team.
Yeah, it ain't my team, though. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a bunch of crybabies on that team. So.
Indianapolis at New Orleans.
Wow. Man, Indianapolis can't catch a break. When are they ever going to play somebody that they can probably win a game against?
I don't know when they play Cleveland.
Why gotta be Cleveland?
I'm just saying, you said somebody.
Oh my goodness! No, you automatically said Cleveland though. I don't know when they're gonna play Cleveland. Cleveland's the one that everybody beat up on, so let's play them, right? What'd be really cool, right? Is if they played the Rams. Wouldn't that be dope? At least we know for a fact that one of them will actually win a game this season, right? Right. So I don't know. Like, I'm definitely not going with Indianapolis, man. So I don't know what they need a miracle. They should have got Carson Palmer.
No, they're gonna get Andrew Luck. They're in a Luck sweepstakes.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah.
Baltimore at Jacksonville.
Okay, another good one, right?
Yeah, Baltimore.
You think so?
You going Jacksonville?
Look. You jumping the gun.
I'm just saying.
I want to state a little bit of facts first.
Okay.
What
facts have you
stated? MJD been getting some pretty decent games, right? Blaine Gabbert is heating up. He threw a couple interceptions last week, but it's all good. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna pick him, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
Because I was like, you deemed consider yourself a football guru.
Look, that's what I'm saying. I gotta state the facts. You know what I'm saying? This ain't gonna be like no easy breezy walk in the park for them now. I mean, they want to play some ball. You know, so yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna pick them though.
Okay, just checking. That's it. That's week 7 in a nutshell.
That is right. That is awesome, right? I really wish I was able to watch these games. These are some pretty good games, even though most of the star teams are kind of off this week. Mm-hmm. You know, whoever did the scheduling, you know, they did a pretty good job because the games are still pretty interesting and whatnot. You know, won't be able to watch all of them, but that's all right. Here we go though. So that makes me want to roll into my next thing I want to say before we get out of here. I came up with this idea for a second show that we're going to do on our channel. I got a name for it yet, so I'm going to throw that out there. But pretty much it's going to be a show where you guys either through YouTube or Twitter, you know, throw some questions at me, and I'll try my best in the most unobjectable way possible, unbiased, straight to the point, call it right down the middle, give you honest answers about it. You know what I mean? Like if you can, like I'm saying, that's what I do. I'm a football guru, right? So yeah, so to get at me, it's gonna be you go to twitter.com, you know, and just hit, you know, at teamBoydTV. You know, we'll be able to respond to that rather quickly. The other one would be, of course, the channel that you're watching right now, www.youtube.com/teamBoydTV. All right, so we're gonna get up out of here, and unless Ray has something, you ain't got nothing. All right, cool. So we'll see you guys next week. It has been a blast. Peace. All right. So